welcome to Heal With Us, where we aim to inspire, strengthen, and empower.
Now let's begin to heal.
Hey y'all, I'm Toya, and I'll be investigating the business of everyday people like you and I. This is Dr. Nikkisha. She'll be checking in on your heart. And that's Tam. She'll enlighten you with fun facts you didn't even know you needed. She's just nerdy like that. Now that you met us, let's get into business.
In your business.
All right, so I will start with Tam today, since I always start with Dr. Nikkisha. Do you remember a time when you were deeply hurt and how that affected a close relationship?
I do.
Okay. Share.
Oh, it's kind of hard to share when I don't want to give out names. So, it was a relationship that I've been friends with someone for a very long time, since we were teenagers, young teenagers. And things transpired, and someone had to point out to me, it's like, you're doing and you're constantly doing, but I don't see this other person either meeting you halfway or giving the same amount in return. And I said, well, my friendships, I don't kind of expect the same. But this person was like, no, at least if it's not going to be the same level, at least halfway, 75%, something, meet you somewhere. And I just brushed it off because I'm like, what is this person talking about? I've known this person for years, and they're just exaggerating. And as time went on, I started to pay attention and begin to realize that this person was telling the truth. And I had to step back from that relationship, and this person noticed it, and the person said, well, you stopped calling, you stopped coming around, I feel some type of way. And I didn't explain why, but I was just like, there's been a shift in my life, and I just can't extend myself like I used to. And this person really took it hard, but we talked it out. I still wasn't honest, and that's what I regret, by not really telling the truth as to why I took a step back. I just kind of pacified it and let it go. And then something else happened, and it was a major event that I was there for that person, did all this stuff, and then a major event for me, they wasn't there at all. And I said, that's it. And I just severed ties completely. And what made it so bad, that second time, the person didn't reach out to say, hey, they just didn't follow through at all. So, yeah, I'd hate to have seen that relationship kind of fall, because, she's a really good friend, and I, missed our relationship, but it just took someone from the outside to look in to say, hey, I'm noticing this. You may want to evaluate that, regardless of how many years you had invested. Yeah.
Dr. Nikkisha, can you identify a time when someone hurt you and what feelings you experienced?
Sure. Like Tam, I will, be careful just to protect the individual. But I think for me, I'm a pretty understanding person, but I don't like being lied to. I don't like deception. I hate when people look at my face and say one thing, but mean another, or doing another. I appreciate, even if it's going to hurt, true intentions and the truth. So I think that's something I experienced in the past, just being deceived, basically. And I think the funny thing is, I think the problem itself could have been handled and probably resolved and healed quickly if it had been put on the table like, this is what it really is. But because of the deceit, it just created a whole nother monster, so to speak. So, yeah, I think that's like I said, I can be very forgiving and compassionate, at times, but that's one thing that just really kind of hurt me a lot. So, yeah.
So, Tam, after you experienced that, how did you get past it?
It was hard, but as they say, time heals all wounds. And I just kind of just moved on with it, and I had to make peace with it myself and resist that urge to pick up the phone and say, you know what, let's just squash this. We have all those years of friendship. Let's not waste it. But I knew I had to stand my ground and just understand that sometimes God put people in your life for a season and a reason. And I had to realize that that season had met its end.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Dr. Nikkisha, how did you get past it?
I think kind of a similar approach to Tam. I kind of had to separate myself for a while and create some new boundaries. And believe it or not, it seems like once I did that, it kind of had, and I think this is with any situation, it kind of had that individual say, okay, either I'm going to straighten up and, you know, honor this relationship and value the relationship, or I'm going to walk away because I don't like her boundaries, you know. And thank God the former happened, like we were able to reconcile, but I think the separation kind of helped because it was my way of saying I have to protect my heart and I have to protect, you know, my space and my future and, you know.
well, at least the person realized.
Right.
That
Yeah,
they
that's why I
needed
said
to
it was,
do that.
yeah. So I definitely am grateful for the happy ending, you know, because I know it doesn't always, you know, turn out that way. But yeah, I think you do have to just make sure that you're not letting people dump on you and treat you as a doormat. You know, it's just not worth it. It really isn't.
So do you think that you would have handled the situation, either one of you, differently if it was a family member?
I don't know. No, I don't. I think it's, you know, I mean, I think it might be more challenging because, you know, sometimes you can't separate yourself from family members to a certain extent, especially if it's like a sibling or something and you're going to family functions and that person is there and you're on bad terms. So I definitely think it would be more challenging. And especially if you have family members that don't mind their business and everybody's kind of throwing in their 2 cents, it can get messy. But I think I would have probably still handled myself the same way, though.
Okay.
And what about you? And your business?
So
And your business. We'll get into your business too.
I don't know. I think, of course, like over and over again, I feel like it happens a lot. But I think not creating boundaries was my biggest issue because I was seeing it happen over and over again. So I think that I don't know, sometimes you have a need to just help people or a need to be close to somebody so much that you overlook everything else.
Yeah.
So I had to create some boundaries and realize okay, hold on. Like you said, I'm giving and giving. And you usually don't notice it. It usually is somebody else that points it out. And once it's pointed out, it's like you cannot unsee it at that point. So I think the same thing. And I'm a chance, second time around person, give you a second chance person, but it has never worked.
Right.
So, you know, it's just I'm not going to repeat my mistakes, basically.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. I give people the benefit of the doubt, but I come to realize that people don't change, their thought process change.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like your energy can somewhat shift how others react to you. If they come to you angry and you remain calm, they have no choice but to either calm down or you just disengage. And I try to recognize that you truly don't know what others are going through, and they may not even realize they're being rude or disrespectful. But your response, a smile, whatever might brighten the moment, you just kind of move on from that. But kindness does go a long way, even if the person doesn't see it in the moment. You know, it might be years later even that they notice their mistakes and what they could have did differently. Thank you for letting me get in your business.
In your business.
Anytime. Well, hello. This is Dr. Nikkisha Bell-Griffin. How is your heart? Thank you for joining us today. So we're going to continue our conversation and kind of talk about why hurt people hurt people. So I want to start with, I'll pick on you first. So why do you think that, and when I say that, I am by no means giving people an excuse to hurt other people, but we've heard the term before, so let's explore that. Why do you think hurt people hurt people?
I think it might make you feel better in the moment. Okay, I'm not the one hurt right now, so, I think, that might be one of the reasons why people do it. Or you don't even realize that you're venting or blowing off steam, and it's geared towards somebody that it should not have been in the first place.
Okay, that's good. What do you think, Tam?
I think it's a cry for help. I think they do it because they don't know no other way of getting help, or they know that you are that type of person that can help them, but they just don't know how to ask.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. And I agree with both of you ladies, and I also think that it is a cycle. I think, of course, a reason a person hurts other people could be trauma. It could be a mental illness. It could be just a life interruption, So something just really significant, even like something positive, like moving, can cause a little bit of stress, and cause someone to act out in a way that they may not normally act. But in regards to just like trauma or just like rejection, because it's funny, I went to go see, and this is one of my new things. I love plays, but I typically see certain types of plays. Well, I actually went to see Frankenstein, which is not something I would normally see, but it's interesting because the character pretty much created this monster that he abandons. Of course, the monster doesn't become a monster until it's rejected, not just by its creator, but by men. And I was like, it's so much we can just dig through symbolism in that movie. But I say that to say it's the same with us, really. Like, you experience some major type of hurt in your life, and nobody teaches you how to process it or helps you process it. And it's going to come out. It's going to spill over onto other people. And unfortunately, whether you intend to or not, you can hurt others from your pain. And I've been on both sides. I'm being real. I have been in situations where people, I'm just being my happy little self, kind, and someone just says something. And I mean, literally, we could be having a nice, regular conversation, and then out the blue, they'll say something rude. And I'm like, well, where did that come from, And I have to try not to react to it, which is very challenging. But I've also been on the other end where I know I've been hurtful to people because, like I said, either going through certain things or just in that space where I'm just questioning my worth, and whether it's on my job or what have you, and had to go back and apologize. I have, like, I am sorry, but I think it becomes a real issue when people don't recognize, or they recognize what they're doing, but they don't do anything to change. They see that they're bleeding all over other people. They're hurting other people. And instead of asking themselves, why am I doing this? And what can I do to stop this? They continue. And I think the heartbreaking thing too is when you see kind people start to turn into something that they're not, because they're being attacked, or whatever you want to call it, by someone who's hurt, whether it's a boss, or friendship, or marriage, whatever you have, the person starts to kind of morph into that individual because, I don't know if it's defense, I don't know what that is, but that's heartbreaking. That's really heartbreaking. Yeah. So, and my transparency, I'll ask you ladies as well, have you found yourself in a situation where you've hurt someone? And if so, were you able to rectify it? How were you able to rectify it?
Yes, I have. I think if you're human, everyone has.
Yeah.
Was I able to rectify it? I was, but it was too late.
Okay.
And I felt okay about it because I tried.
Right. Yeah.
Like you said, it would have been different if I would just keep on doing it and not acknowledge the fact that, you know what, you shouldn't have.
Right.
Go fix that.
Right.
But it was, but the person said they appreciated it, but they just didn't want to. And I'm like, okay. So.
Yeah, because you can't control the outcome, but you can control your behavior and your part. Yeah. What about you?
I think when I get like to the point of no return, like I'm just fed up to the most high level of fed up, and then at that point I don't even care if I'm hurting you.
Please don't get sick.
Like,
right.
So I think when I get to that level, it's like the anger, I think, is just so forefront that you're not even thinking about how much you're hurting somebody.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And I know the situation I was in before, where it was basically like two hurt people hurting each other, that had to be had to interact with each other for whatever reason. But I love how you both said kind of someone from the outside kind of helped to kind of like see, oh, wait a minute, this is why this is happening. Because sometimes you're reacting to the other person. And I love how you said just being calm and at peace, and because that's really the best way to handle yourself when you're coming against someone who's being very hurtful, not to give them what they're giving you, to kind of, and that's not to say, like I said, being somebody's doormat, but just knowing, okay, how to speak up for myself and be assertive and an advocate for myself, but also when I shouldn't engage, because if I engage, it's going to be some problems, like it's not going to turn out well. So I think for me, that's what I had to learn. And I realized it's funny because when I would shut up, it would just immediately like dissipate, like the whole situation just disappear, like, oh, that's all I had to do. And I think that's an issue too. A lot of us are not taught conflict resolution, like, and conflict management. Like, how do you handle challenging people, even if it's your boss or whomever? Like, how do you handle it without being a martyr or an enabler, or without turning into that individual yourself? I think that's something that we all need a little more training on, because it doesn't come naturally. I mean, look at children, like they get upset with each other, they're ready to fight, or they're, So I think,
especially when it comes to a parent,
is that, oh yeah, fighting for the attention, or
not just that, but when you don't get along with the parent.
Oh yes,
Like,
yes.
it's
That's a tough one right there.
Like you said, it really needs to be taught,
Right.
and coached,
Yes.
because some people do have that dysfunctional, frictional relationship with a parent.
Yes.
How do you navigate through
Right. And that's so good, because even like as adults, I hear adults saying they're an adult now and they're not getting they have a lot of tension between themselves and their parent, and it's like, but you have kids and this and that, and you want your kids to kind of be around their grandparents or whatever, but it's like, how do I navigate this? Because this person is still seeing me as their child, but I'm a whole grown woman or man, and I didn't like what you were doing then, and I don't like what you're doing now. The difference is I can, say something or do something about it, but still try to maintain that level of respect and boundaries. So,
and I was gonna say that, like, if you sometimes you just have to tell them, like, you saying this or doing this is hurting me.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Because sometimes they don't even. It's just like, this is how I am.
Right.
But, okay, I know that's how you are, but that's hurting me.
Yeah.
Or I'm the parent, and how dare you tell me I'm acting a certain way? And it's like, because I can, and I have feelings.
Right.
And as a child, I put up with it, but now that I'm an adult, I'm going to tell you how I feel.
Right. Exactly.
And if that puts friction in our relationships, I'm sorry, I can love you from a distance.
Yeah, which is challenging, but Yes, well, great feedback, ladies. So how would you say, for people out there who may have been hurt by others, or may be the person who's hurt someone, what advice would you give them?
Well, first of all, everybody makes mistakes, and you can always apologize, even if it happened years ago, and you're just waking up like, oh, I think I might have like destroyed this person, or I think I might have hurt this person by saying or doing this. Or if somebody's hurting you, just say something, like speak up for yourself, like you said, and let them know.
Yeah.
Well, I would say from the aspect of someone hurting you, the best thing to remember is that don't internalize that.
Yeah.
Don't take that
That's
on.
good.
Don't
That's
take
good.
on their hurt.
That's good.
Because I know a lot of people out there going through a lot of things, from economic stress to financial to social to family. Like, it's a lot of things going on. And does that make it okay for them to lash out and no, it's not. But you have to remember, don't internalize that. Even if you don't have enough courage to go to that person and ask them why. What you can control is how you react.
Yeah.
And don't internalize it.
Yeah, that's so good. Don't make it your own. Yes. And I would say, for those of you who are in a space where you have been hurting others, first of all, get help. And second of all, don't feel, don't condemn yourself, because as Toya said, and Tamara said, we're all humans, but recognize that you're not in a good place. pay attention to how you're impacting people. And if you know it's toxic, you know it's a problem, and you see the cycle, because more than likely your hurtfulness is hurting someone else very close to you, and they're probably repeating it. Stop the cycle. Stop the cycle by starting with yourself. Seek help, whether it's professional or, if it's job related or whatever, seeking, help from management, whatever it takes. But you deserve to be healthy and happy. Your relationships should be healthy and happy, and so should everyone around you. So that's my tidbit for today. Thank you, ladies, for joining in on the conversation.
Sure, dog.
Yes, and remember to guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life.
So, come on over to the Nerd's Corner. Gonna get all snuggly and comfortable and cozy because the weather outside is prompting us to do that. But I want to open my segment with a tidbit from the Lord's Word. Is that okay?
Amen.
Okay. So I'm coming from the book of Luke, chapter 6, 27, 28. And it says, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. And pray for those who mistreat you. Amen?
One more time.
Amen.
Yes, amen.
Okay.
I know, one more time.
That's
For the people in the back.
Let me absorb that. Hold on.
That's Luke 6, verse 27, 28. Love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who mistreat you. I just had to put that.
That was good.
That's in
Thank
the
you
good
for that.
book. That's
Thank
in
you.
the
That's
good
in the
book.
good book.
Okay.
The
Yes,
good book.
that's in
Yes.
the
Somebody have to
Yes.
highlight that one.
The
and
Lord's
it.
work.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, ladies, what is your favorite color, and what colors do you find yourself gravitating towards, Dot?
Oh, okay. Just put me on the spot. So I have seasons, okay, and I didn't realize this about myself, but I noticed that one season in my life I was really drawn to like that baby blue and brown, like natural brown color. But if you ask me what my favorite color is, really, it is red. Anything in the red family. So red, pink, lavender. Those are my favorite colors. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What say you?
I like earth tones. I think across the board. Yeah.
Okay.
Because my house was like the sky, the beach, and the water. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does. It does.
I guess usually, as always, I am the odd person out. I have one favorite color.
Okay.
That color is green.
Yes, I do remember
Green.
that. Yes.
Green. I love green. And I tend to find myself gravitating towards, I wouldn't say earthy colors, but cool colors like grays and all shades of blue, but mostly navy, white, cool color.
Okay, Tam, I guess I should have talked about my happy color because that is pink.
Okay.
If I wear pink, to wear, but I wouldn't put like pink in my house, I don't think.
Okay.
But I love wearing pink because it makes me happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you some symbolic color meanings that will kind of get your brains and all the things going in your head to kind of help you wonder why you tend to clean or gravitate towards certain colors.
Okay.
So red is a symbol for passion, excitement, and love, Keisha. Pink, Toya, is soft, reserved, earthy. Purple is mysterious, noble, and glamorous. Blue is wisdom, hope, reason, and peace. That makes sense for me. Green, nature, growth, and freshness. That also makes sense to me. Yellow, hope, joy, and danger.
I needed some yellow today.
Orange, warmth, kindness, and joy. White is truth and indifference. Black is noble, mysterious, and cold. I didn't get that from black, but
Right,
okay.
Getting mysterious, but
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
And also camouflage, because I put on black to kind of help hide
Oh
the
yes,
road.
oh yes, yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk about color therapy and how I feel like those who are hurting or feel hurt can use color therapy to help you know, kind of maybe get rid of that little funky mood you be in. Yeah. So it's also known as chromotherapy or color light therapy. It's an alternative holistic treatment used to improve health and alter your mood. Okay. Light is an important part of human life, and color acts as a mood trigger as well as a trigger from other psychological reactions. Okay. So, for example, bright fruit with saturated color tends to be more appetizing to us when we look. So you just envision yourself walking into the grocery store and you're in the fruit and vegetable section. And we tend to gravitate more towards the brightly colored fruit because it seems more appealing to us. Whereas the pale fruit, like kiwis, like how often do you go in the grocery store and pick up a kiwi?
Well, once you eat them.
Right.
But,
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, if you're just
yes, it
like,
would be the
I
first
want some
choice.
fruit,
Right.
it's not going to be kiwi. But the pale color fruits, because they tend to be associated with ripeness. So when we see something brown, we're like, oh, it's at that peak of ripeness, let me not get it because I'm not going to really eat it today or now. Or another example, when you look out in the deep blue sea, the deep blue yonder, you tend to feel calm.
Wait, where?
I know, right?
Deep blue yonder.
Okay, I see it.
I can see it too.
Or when you look at a sunset with the reds and the oranges, for me, it tends to make me feel energetic. Or some may look at the sunset and may feel otherwise. But I mean, it's God's art. Like, it's beautiful either way.
Yeah.
Okay, so some benefits from color therapy. It reduces swelling, it relieves pain, accelerates healing, decreases muscle tension, improves blood circulation, improves sleep, and regulates your mood. So I wanted to talk about like color emotion guide and how hotels and advertisement tend to use colors to ignite or rev up certain moods in us to either buy or eat or what have you. However, all you gotta do is put some food in front of me and Fatty McGee's gonna go to town. And restaurants, there was a study done and it's discovered that people eat more food off of red plates and less food off of blue ones. I've never been in a restaurant with different colored plates, but okay, we're gonna go with it.
Right.
Okay. So hence the reason why most fast food chains use red, orange, yellow coloring in their branding. Because those colors, I guess, makes you excited, energetic. So, you know, they use those in their advertisements to get you kind of, to lure you in. Come get this Audrey Clark burger.
RJ.
You know? Yes, Tarjay. Yeah. Hospitals. So hospitals tend to lean towards the blues because it's a calming effect for the patients. So, you know, you go in a hospital room and it's usually blues or, you know, Ed Crew. Don't start. Tans, those type of colors. Okay.
I'll look it up later, don't worry.
Oranges inspire impulsive actions, which is why companies like Amazon and Etsy use orange for their add to cart or buy now buttons.
Interesting. And I would like to say, for those educators out there getting ready to prepare your classrooms, this applies to your classrooms. And I was guilty. My classroom was so colorful at some point, but calming colors are very necessary in your classroom too, because it overstimulates children when they see all these colors, and it makes it very hard for them to be receptive to learning. So calm colors, y'all, calm colors.
Hence the reason why these advertisers saturate us with all these different colors, because it overstimulates us and get us to go out and get that urge, oh my God, I gotta have it right now. So the next time you're checking out at Amazon, I am speaking to myself because I should have stock. Look at that add to cart button and buy now.
I can see it in my brain.
I know, right? I know, right? Like,
So I'm gonna give you some colors, and then you're gonna be like, oh my God, I didn't realize that companies use to kind of rev up those moods and entice you to spend more money and stay brokey McParverson. Oh, that's me. Okay. Yellow, which is optimism, clarity, and warmth. Uts.
The pretzels?
The tater chips.
Potato chips? Potato chips.
Let's look at the color yellow. So it leans towards optimism, clarity, and warmth. So ups, Best Buy. You think of Best Buy sign.
Who is
McDonald's.
Ups? Who is up?
UPS?
UPS? Are you actually calling them ups? I've never heard anybody say that. UPS. You don't say ups.
Difference.
Oh my gosh. Okay, ups. I'm gonna start calling it ups from now on. I love that. I was like, did I miss a company? Did I miss something? Okay, thank you. I love it.
Sprint.
Oh.
IKEA.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay, let's go towards orange, which hints off the feeling of friendly, cheerful, and confidence. Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
Fanta.
Oh.
Do you know what Fanta
I know what
Okay,
Fanta
okay.
is. It's
Wait,
in
I
the
don't-
song "Calm Down."
I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know. I gotta look it up.
What? You don't know Fanta?
Fanta?
Where have
The
you been?
soda?
The soda.
Okay. Yeah. I know the soda. I do.
Okay.
You
Back.
sure?
I'm back.
You
Okay.
back? You
Yeah, I'm
back?
back.
Okay, she's
Well,
back.
welcome.
She had a moment. She had a moment.
Okay.
Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Red, which entices excitement, youthful, and bold. Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
Target.
Yes.
Lay's.
Yeah.
Lay's is red.
Their label.
Oh, it sure is. Wow. Okay.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Purple. Leans towards creativity, imagination, and being, wise or wisdom. Hallmark.
Mm-hmm.
Not the movie
That
channel.
makes a lot of sense.
But
Right.
me, it's fine too.
Right.
Taco hurt your belly. Taco Bell.
No, she did.
Barbie.
Oh.
Barbie's logo is purple.
Okay.
Okay, blue. It leans towards trust, dependability, and strength. HP. Hewlett Packard.
Yeah. Yes, I know that one. Okay. Don't be coming for me. I told you
Okay.
about
Well,
coming for
you
me.
came for me.
I'm sorry. I love you.
In the public's eye.
I'm sorry. I love her
Just
very
put me on
much.
blast.
I love her. But really,
What's
how many?
up?
Let's do a poll. How many of y'all call UPS ups? I want to know. I want to know.
Anywho,
Okay.
And it's okay if it's just two
And
of
it's
y'all.
okay.
nerds unite.
Yes.
Ford. Their symbol is blue.
Oh, okay.
Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Green leans towards peacefulness, growth, and health. BP. The gas station.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Starbucks. Starbucks.
Start easy.
Whole Foods.
Mhm.
And my last color, gray, which leans towards balance, neutral, and calm. Apple. Not the fruit, the company.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Mercedes,
Okay.
their emblem, and Honda.
Okay.
So I want to talk about, have you ever heard of infrared light therapy?
Not
No,
therapy.
can't say, yeah.
No?
Mm-mm.
Infrared light therapy? You heard of infrared light?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, infrared light therapy, which I partake in, it helps smooth the skin, muscle tissues, as well as other parts of the body. It is used at low levels of red light to target your skin and cells. The thought behind the therapy is that it works by increasing the production of mitochondria,
Remember that?
the cell's energy house. Okay. I was
I
waiting.
passed. I got an A on that test.
Okay. And which improves cell function and repair. Okay. So red light therapy exposes your skin to a lamp or device with a red light, usually an LED,
Okay.
low emitting light diode. That's what LED means.
Oh.
Thank you.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just thought it was just fancy way of saying, because it was a neat shape like that. Okay.
Okay, moving on. And travels deep into the skin. When the light enters your skin, your mitochondria sucks up all that goodness and makes more energy for you, which helps cells repair themselves. Okay, so red light therapy uses very low levels of heat, and it doesn't hurt you or burn you, and it doesn't expose your skin to damaging UV light, UV rays from the sun. Okay, so some of the red light therapies that's used, they're used in they're all different types and different therapies that they're used in. Which you can use it in home, but usually the ones that used at home is less powerful than you would use, say, in a clinic, like if you go to a dermatologist.
Okay.
But they come in mask, bed, so there's infrared like mats that you can put on your bed, panels that you can like put. Some people, very privileged people, have infrared therapy boxes in their houses.
Wow.
Wands where you could just kind of wave over yourself.
That sounds fun.
It's great.
That sounds fun.
Great. And some
Let's
ways
go
in
on.
which therapy is used, this red light therapy, they're now using it to help dementia patients, which it doesn't cure it, but it helps the symptoms, like help support what memory they have left. It helps them sleep better, and it makes them less angry.
Oh, wow.
It helps with pain, skin conditions such as acne, and it stimulates collagen. So a lot of people who are up in age or aging, especially women, they worry about wrinkles. And the more collagen you have, the more youthful and plump your skin looks.
Right.
So you use red light therapy,
Okay.
me,
Yeah.
to help with collagen production. Arthritis, hair loss,
Wow.
and weight loss.
Oh, did I say that one more time? That last
Weight
one?
loss.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So the
Well,
way
let's go
that
get the wand, Toya.
I want the box.
So the way that I use the red light therapy, or I receive it, is I get facials, and my esthetician on her bed, she has a red light therapy like mat.
Okay.
And so my facials usually last about an hour, hour and a half. And while I'm getting that facial, I'm laying on that red light therapy light. I know everybody say, Tamara, you're so woo-woo-y, and you're a tree hugger, and the red light doesn't do anything. I've noticed the difference.
Right.
I've noticed the difference because sometimes I have lower back pain, and back knee, which is acne on your back.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So since going and using this therapy, I have noticed that I have minimal pain. I'm not going to say it's not there, but it's minimal.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, and I remember also working for a company that sold these red light therapy hats for people with alopecia or thinning hair, and it looked like a baseball cap.
Oh, that's
And
so
you could just
neat.
put it on and just wear it, and like if you're going out to run errands, you're giving yourself a therapy session with red light to
That's pretty
stimulate
cool.
and
That's
kind
pretty
of
cool.
help what little follicles you have left
Right.
to reproduce
Right.
or keep the hair that's still
Okay.
there. So that's some
Thank you.
information
Very
about color
informative.
therapy and colors and how it alters your mood. So if you feel as though you're in an angry mood, go get some blue. Get some blueberries,
Right.
or
Yeah.
sit in a blue room,
Oh, yeah.
or
That's good.
turn to Sesame Street and find Cookie Monster. Like,
Right. She's a cookie monster.
yeah,
Grover.
I want cookies. Yeah, so
About to have
I hope that helps.
I
And
wonder
yes, ma'am.
how babies only have certain colors they see and animals only see certain colors. Does that affect how they are just always like so happy? And
Right.
No, the only now that is because of age and the maturity of their brain. So they don't see colors or react to colors until a certain age. So it has nothing to do with that. But that was a good reach, though. Good question.
Right.
Yeah. So that's all I have for today's Nurse
Oh,
Corner.
that's awesome. Well, thank
Yes.
you. I feel smarter.
I try to get those. The more muscle, your brain is a muscle, and the more you use it, the more
Yeah.
it's more aware of things around you.
Yeah.
You hold on to your smartness.
Yes. Well, thank you.
I gotta say, my favorite cousin Glenda used to
Oh.
say
Hi,
whenever she
Glenda.
asked me a question and I had to think about it, kind of how you can see when my wheels are turning. She'd be like, "I thought I smelled something burning."
That's hilarious. But that's cute, though. That's cute.
But yeah, so you know you smell something burning. It's me just thinking.
Okay.
That is so funny.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Heal with Us.
And remember, healing is a process, so take it one day at a time.
And if you would love to talk to us or leave us comments, you can reach us across all social media platforms. All the ones that are available, we're there, okay? Heal with us 3. You can also email us any business inquiries or questions or comments at healwithus3@gmail.com.
Heal with us.